surely ask, is such a well-heeled Praetorian doing here among the dust and brambles? Removing the tarnish from my name and solving the Jotun problem. The old Ragnar has died, and his successor is stirring the embers of war. But he's too clever to openly provoke the Warsworn, so he's attacking gnomes instead. That will not stand. I have a plan to settle this, but it requires someone of both delicacy and grit. Priest, apothecary, and spiritual guide to Jotun kind. The old Ragnar ruled all the Jotun in these heights and the mountains beyond. If this upstart stirs all of them to war, things could go badly for everyone. The Warsworn have their place in my plan, but not yet. Coaxing the Ragnar to show his face requires a subtlety that our local Castellan lacks. Yes, I think you do. First, we must find some new and better enemies for the Jotun. Go into Tyrscotter Mine, southeast of here, and steal the clan totem from the kobolds that dwell there. Then return to me. To reclaim it, the kobolds will fight to the death, and as for the Jotun, well, one thing at a time. There's a good deal to be said about them. None of it nice. You hear tales now and then of Jotun guards and Jotun soldiers. I'll believe that when I see it. Brutes! Grand to behold, but lousy with Jotun and spiders and gods know what else. Makes me think the Warsworn put their blasted keep here out of sheer bloody spite. Overlooked. Ignored. Once I've settled this Jotun problem, my Praetorian friends will be humming a different tune. I am, you see, ranked Decanus. That is above Auxiliary, where I serve my time, and beneath Centurion, which is where I belong. It seems the old Ragnar had some wisdom in that slab of a skull. Kept a shrewd balance between infighting and angering his neighbors. But now he's dead, and the new Ragnar fancies the warpath. But that won't be good for anyone. We'll never know if the mine collapsed because of the kobolds, or if the kobolds got in because of the collapse. Either way, it's theirs now.
Shield, sister. Now who's this? I've grown so used to the same few drifters coming in for supplies and the contract board. A fresh face is a welcome thing. It's right beside me. The work's open to any and all. When a contract's done, they come to me for their pay. We're proud to stand where we do, here among the wilds. First keep and last bastion, the Castellan likes to say. Anything you need's found in the smithy. You've got Heki for most things and Gavroche for blacksmithing. All right now.
My poor old master had but one dying wish, that his prized blade, the one on the wall, be mended. Some days I dream that I'll do it myself. Then I remember, I'm a poor untrained apprentice who can barely forge a soup spoon. Why, that's Haldabeer's blade. It's famous, from the Fey Wars. My old master always said he'd fix it right again. Might have, if he'd lived. Now it just hangs on the wall, taunting me, reminding me of all I'm not. In battle, oh, it's a wondrous tale of how Haldabeer slew his foe. I'd tell, but I don't think I could do it justice. Repair the sword? Not likely. There's one man living who can, and he'd rather eat nettles and stare at the sky than raise hammer to anvil. You can find the Hermit Smith yourself, up in the Menetyre Heights. But don't expect much. Master Braskin took me in, being an orphan and found by the Warsworn and all. He let me live here, began to train me in the craft. A hero's sword. Like its owner, it fought and died in glory on the battlefield. Just as I'll die miserably behind this forge. Dinwell's his name. Word has it he grew bitter of all mortal kind at the start of the war. But I wouldn't know. I've never talked to him. Master Braskin, yes. I'd endure every drunken lashing anew if it meant I could learn blacksmithing right and proper.
What have we here?
You have the remains of the hammer. It is... I should have expected this. It was forged in the Hall of the First Sworn. It must, I think, be reforged there. The hall is not far, only... I don't know what to do when we get there. The hall lies south through the canyons. Meet me there. Yes, Time is short. The Hall of the First Sworn is south and east through the canyons. Meet me there when you are ready. Not all our wisdom was left to gather dust on Eamon's Isle. I have learned the location of the Niskaru Lord's mountain prison. But first, we must deal with that hammer. That means the Hall of the First Sworn. We need it restored if we hope to defeat Beeson. And for that, I'm afraid, we must journey to the Hall of the First Sworn.
Normally, I'd advise you to take a leap off that ledge, but at the moment, I find myself in need of aid. Don't think you'll get anything out of it, though. I certainly won't teach you anything. Damned kobolds is what. Poison spear to my leg and it's begun to fester. There are things for it, easy to gather myself. If I could walk. Foul stuff. I never touch it. The natural course of healing's best, if you ask me. I'd be grateful, but don't expect any wisdom or a fine-crafted gift. Hermits have little to give. I'll need spider sack ichor, fenrack from the canyon below, and grist from a Jotun's cookpot. Can you get me those? An old man who's had his fill of the world. Before the gnomes opened up that damned mine, wasn't a single one in Menetyre. Meddlers, that's what they are. Always think they know best, but they never do. Believe me. Off in the southeast among the hills, overrun now with those spear-hefting overgrown cats. I'd keep my distance if I were you. Once in a while, some fool comes to plead on bended knee for lessons. Bah! If you don't know, there's no use telling it. About bloody time. Spider gland for the festering, fenrack for the pain, and stewgrist to keep my strength up. You've done me a good turn, stranger. I live a hermit's life, so have little to give. I hope you'll take this as thanks. You'll get nothing else. Oh, what for? Can't imagine what old Braskin can't handle on his own. I still know him. I came to Menetyre because of him, the only man in all Amalur I respect. Of course it is. But you mean, then old Braskin's in Ashara, is he? The sword is untouched, and that green apprentice, untrained? Damn it all! I swore I'd never... But the blade and the apprentice and the blade! It won't do. I must go. Bring me a compound known as Master's Tallow from Hervar's doorsill, and the sword is yours. I'll be at Ironfast waiting. A rare wax of golden hue, with some remarkable properties regarding metal and flame. It will be needed to mend that sword. He would visit me some nights, and we'd talk of stars and old ways and the blacksmith's craft. He alone never once asked me why I live apart. Ah, there you are. You have the Master's Tallow? Then let's begin. Lords of Iron and Fire, it's good to be back at the Forge. Brace yourselves now. Behold, Haldebeer's blade, strong and whole. As you made this possible, I insist that you take it. A hero deserves a hero's sword. Now, if you're done gawking, I have a clumsy oaf of an apprentice to train. Ah, you have the totem? Good. We've made some enemies, so now we must make the feeling mutual. Kill 3 Jotun chieftains known as the Ragnar's Chosen. Their deaths will enrage the Ragnar like nothing else. After killing each of the Chosen, plant one of these kobold daggers in his chest. That should do the trick. Look! It begins! Here, you see, it all falls beautifully into place. The kobolds will come for their totem. And this new Ragnar will see a challenge that he cannot ignore, and a battle he'll think he can win. Of course, neither he nor any will survive it. Well, there may be a victor for a moment or two, but in the end, I will be the only winner, you will see. Meet me on the height above two paths. You wanted war? You got it! A sight to behold! A sight to behold! A sight to on! Tear each other apart! A sight to behold! My beautiful, beautiful now, go! All have lost, but we have won thanks to my genius and your hard work. You have earned your reward. Have this. As for me, I have earned a trip to Odessa and, surely, Centurion rank. If you haven't already, you should visit our grand city. It's a sight to behold.
I'm sorry for the way I left Ironfast. The last time I saw my mother was the day she set off for these ruins. She came here and never returned. I thought maybe... But we must be going. Records speak of a sacred passage that leads to the forge. Yes, to reach the ancient forge, you must go through a sacred passage. Of course, I can't be certain. No one but Eamon himself has ever walked those halls. When I was young, my father touched the hilt of a chaos-cursed dagger. The magic within disfigured and diseased him. My mother spent the rest of her life in search of a remedy. She felt sure some wisdom from the Warsworn's past could cure him. We had fought chaos, after all. So she delved into our past, searched everywhere, until she came here. Lead on, Oathblade. Mother. Oh, there you are. She was so close. Look, that must be the sacred passage there. All right, let's do this. There's no hope. We've come all this way. For what? You and I are not Eamon. How can we ever hope to pass through that? Yes, but it can't be done. Try for yourself. Ancient magic bars the way.
Only those foreseen may enter here. Fate bars this path, and none may alter fate.
Did you open that door? I came to and it was sealed shut and... What happened back there?
Approach, mortal. The hammer must be remade. The hammer. To the forge. You will know the way. The wisdom is within you.
Look at it, how it shines. This is a weapon of legend. Held in Aegon's hands, it felled Niskaru by the score. But now we have our own legends to make. The Niskaru Lord Kamazondu is imprisoned in Cloudcrest Mountain, in the Hollowlands. As Beeson weaves his spell, something called the Niskaru Lord's Crown will emerge. Are you listening? With the Mystic Hammer, yes. And only the Mystic Hammer. Nothing else will injure these emanations. Cloudcrest Mountain looks over the southern Hollowlands, west of here. I'll meet you there with reinforcements. Don't delay. They both suffered and died because the knowledge and memory of our order was squandered and lost. I will not forget that. But I can be content that their deaths were not in vain either. To the mountain then, and our final task. Look, Beeson has carved his own way into the mountain, and that will be our route as well. Let's go. Yes, the crown will emerge at Cloudcrest's summit. That's where Beeson will be.
Warsworn. Oathblade. Warsworn.
We'll hold them back. You go on. Do what you came to do.
What have you done, you fool? Do you think this war can be won without me? Mortals cannot triumph against such malice. We've fought this war for more than 10 years. We could fight 100 more, and for nothing. I could have ended it. I could have promised 1,000 years of peace and protection under my rule. With Kamazandu at my side, and a Niskaru host at my command, who could threaten us? No one. I am sick of the doctrines of Rathir. Power must be hidden, guide from an unseen source. Cowards. Great power must reveal itself and stretch its wings. Why not? Great fire forges swords. The foolish always let such things keep them from the greater good. Peace will not come on its own. We must bend the cycle of the seasons if we desire lasting peace. There is no other way. Now die!
It seems I won't be stretching my limbs so soon. It is a shame that the mage proved so feeble an instrument of my will. Would that I had a better, stronger one. Your glory is bright, little one. But in less than a blink of my eye, your candle will flicker and fade. A whiff of smoke, then nothing. But I will be here still. I will chuckle when you die. And when I am freed, I will laugh until the seas boil and the mountains shake. I will wait, but not for long. Begone, speck of dust!
Were you talking to someone? Never mind. I saw it all from over there. You were like one of the first Sworn in living flesh. When you're ready, head back to the Hall of the First Sworn. Don't keep us waiting there, all right? Yes, to the Hall. Just come, you'll see. Kamazondu is restored to its prison, thanks to you. Hall of the First Sworn. Don't delay.
Enter. Stand before the Sworn. You have done great deeds. You have shined brightly as Caerwyn's blade and cleared the dust from our most glorious past. You have felled foes beyond imagining, and stayed true and sworn to war. Therefore, I proudly bestow upon you the high and treasured rank of True Sworn. With one hand, we remain sworn to war in the noble mercenary's creed. With the other, we shall keep watch and strike at every Niskaru threat. What is it? One or two rare souls are awarded the rank in a lifetime. Mine was earned saving the Order from schism and disarray. But that was years ago.
We did it. You did it, I should say. You were like another Caerwyn. I still can't believe it. One of the first Sworn stands before me, and I can call her friend. You've more than earned it. I know. I was there.